Imagine this. Right now, at this exact moment, there is a man thinking deeply about you. He cannot push your face out of his mind. Your name rises in his thoughts many times throughout the day, even when he tries to suppress it, or maybe when he cannot even admit it to himself. His body language, his small gestures, and the way his energy shifts have already exposed the truth. He is completely in love with you, yet you have not fully realized it. Why is that? Because all your life you have been taught to look for words, promises, and clear declarations. But the truth is, real masculine desire lives inside a quiet code, a language so subtle and hidden that almost 97% of women never learn how to read it. What I'm about to share will change how you see relationships and how you understand the male mind, especially the blind spot between words and unconscious signals. Carl Jung, one of the greatest psychologists to ever live, discovered something extraordinary about the male psyche, something most women will never be told. When a man truly loves a woman, his unconscious mind enters a state he cannot fully control. In that state, his body and behavior begin to express involuntary signals that are nearly impossible to fake. The tragedy is that most women misunderstand these signals completely. Many mistake real emotional interest for temporary games, or worse, they overlook men who are deeply in love simply because they do not understand this hidden language of male desire. Have you ever felt that strange inner knowing? That feeling that something does not align when a man says he is interested, but his actions seem to tell a different story, or the opposite. Maybe he never speaks clearly about his emotions, yet something inside you senses a deep bond. That feeling is not random. It is not your imagination. It is your unconscious mind detecting signals your conscious mind has not learned how to interpret. This is not about seduction tricks or manipulation. It goes much deeper than that. What I am sharing is not a technique. It is the truth of what happens inside a man when he meets a woman who awakens not only physical attraction, but an emotional connection that goes beyond logic. There is a pattern, a silent language expressed through a man's gestures, eye contact, pauses, presence, and behavior when he is truly emotionally invested. Once you learn how to read these signs, confusion fades away. You will no longer wonder where you stand or question his intentions. The issue is that most women search in the wrong places. They wait for dramatic confessions when they should be observing the smallest details that reveal everything. Jung spoke about the lover archetype. He discovered that inside every man exists this powerful inner force, and when it is activated, it transforms his behavior in ways even he may not understand. This is not something he can pretend or consciously create. It is an instinctive response rooted in the deepest layers of the male unconscious. What you are about to understand may change how you view the men around you. It will bring clarity to feelings you may have sensed intuitively but never fully explained. These signs are quiet, yet undeniable. A man may try to deny them, hide them, or explain them away, but his body and his actions will always speak the truth. There is a huge difference between physical attraction and emotional investment. A man driven only by desire pulls away when challenges appear. A man who is emotionally involved becomes more present during difficult moments. One creates uncertainty and emotional tension. The other builds a sense of safety and consistency. One lives only in the present moment. The other already imagines you in his future, even if he has not spoken the words out loud. Before I continue with the insight that can permanently shift how you see men and relationships, pause for a moment. I want you to do something simple. Comment the word perception below. This is not just interaction. When you write this word, your mind begins to open itself to the information that follows. It acts like a mental switch, preparing you to absorb these ideas on a deeper level. Have you ever noticed how some women seem to attract commitment effortlessly, while others remain stuck in cycles of shallow connections? The The reason has little to do with looks or rehearsed words. It lies in something far deeper. It is their ability to recognize and respond to unconscious signals a man gives when he is emotionally involved. Jung spent decades studying the human psyche and found that male behavior is driven by forces far beyond conscious choice. He called these forces archetypes, inherited patterns that shape how we feel, think, and act. One of the most powerful of these is the lover archetype. When it awakens inside a man, something remarkable occurs. He is no longer just interested. He is emotionally connected in a way that transcends logic. Something ancient stirs within him, silently reshaping his behavior without him fully realizing it. Modern society has taught men from a very young age to suppress their emotions. They hear messages like, "Be strong, do not cry, and never show weakness." Over time, this creates a divide between what a man feels and what he can express verbally. That is why many men struggle to put their feelings into words even when they are deeply in love. But the body does not follow these rules. The body always tells the truth. Jung observed that while words can be filtered and controlled, unconscious behavior cannot. The unconscious mind expresses itself through posture, attention, consistency, and presence. These signals form a silent language that very few women are taught to read correctly. Think about a man who sends mixed signals. Maybe he says he cares but disappears for days, or maybe he rarely talks about feelings but consistently shows up when you need him. Which one is truly emotionally invested? Words can mislead, but behavior never lies. Neuroscience later supported what Jung sensed intuitively. When a man is genuinely in love, his brain releases specific chemicals like dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin. These chemicals influence his actions in ways he cannot consciously manage. Dopamine creates a sense of reward, making your presence feel deeply satisfying to him. His mind begins to associate you with pleasure and emotional comfort, pulling him toward you naturally. Oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone, is released through emotional closeness and intimacy. It forms a deep biological bond, creating a natural desire to protect, nurture, and stay connected. This is why a man who is truly involved often becomes protective without being asked. It is not strategy, it is biology responding to emotional attachment. When women try to understand a man's feelings, they often focus on his words. But Jung taught us that words reveal very little. The depth of a man's love lives beneath the surface, communicated through a quiet language of actions, consistency, and unconscious signals. Because men are taught to hide vulnerability, this language becomes even more important. The lover archetype within a man is not about lust alone. It is about emotional closeness, devotion, and connection that reaches something ancient within his psyche. When this archetype is activated, a man does not just desire a woman physically. He wants to be near her, to include her in his world, to protect her peace, and to feel emotionally close. Even if he never says it directly, his behavior begins to reorganize around her presence. His time, his focus, and his energy start to shift naturally. When a man's lover archetype is fully awakened, he does not simply want the woman's body. He wants her presence, her safety, her emotional world, and her place beside him in his life. He wants to stay close to her, to understand her on a deep level, and to slowly make her an essential part of his life. Yet modern society makes this natural process far more complicated than it should be. Men are often afraid to openly express these emotions. A man may be profoundly in love and still feel unable to put those feelings into clear words. Instead of speaking, his emotions surface through unconscious and involuntary signs. The way he looks at her when he thinks no one is watching, how he rearranges his time and personal space, and the small, almost unnoticeable gestures that show emotional presence. Learning to understand this quiet language is truly a game changer for women. It allows them to look beyond appearances and recognize when a man is genuinely emotionally invested, rather than mistaking shallow attention or games for real connection. Science strongly supports Jung's insights. Neuroscience shows that when a man is truly in love, his brain chemistry shifts in powerful ways. A unique mix of neurotransmitters begins to flow through his system, including dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin. Dopamine creates strong feelings of reward and pleasure, causing his brain to link your presence with happiness and excitement. This explains why a man who is emotionally involved feels an almost irresistible pull toward you, an urge to be near you as often as possible. It can feel almost addictive, not by choice, but by biology. Oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone, is released during moments of emotional closeness and physical intimacy. It strengthens his instinct to protect, nurture, and remain connected to you. Serotonin helps stabilize mood and social behavior, creating feelings of calm, trust, and emotional safety that deepen the bond over time. Because these chemical processes happen below conscious awareness, a man's behavior changes in ways he cannot easily control or hide. His eyes, posture, tone, and subtle movements quietly reveal his emotional commitment, even when his words fall short. It is essential to understand the difference between physical attraction and emotional involvement. Physical attraction is immediate and driven by chemistry, appearance, and desire. It can feel intense, passionate, and exciting, but it is often temporary. A man can experience physical attraction toward multiple women at the same time. This type of interest exists on the surface and lacks stability. Emotional involvement, however, develops gradually. It unfolds as a man slowly integrates a woman into his inner emotional world. When the lover archetype is activated, his attention narrows. She becomes a source of comfort, meaning, and future vision. Confusion often arises because some men speak words of interest but behave inconsistently. Others may remain quiet about their feelings, yet act in ways that show deep care and attachment. Learning to recognize the signs of real emotional involvement rather than shallow attraction can save a woman from unnecessary confusion, emotional pain, and wasted time. Jung also introduced the concept of synchronicity, meaningful coincidences that have no clear cause yet feel deeply significant. When a man is truly emotionally connected to a woman, synchronicities often begin to appear naturally. He may think of her just before she reaches out. They may discover unexpected similarities, shared memories, or parallel life experiences. Sometimes even dreams, thoughts, or timing seem to align in uncanny ways. These moments are not random. They are expressions of an unconscious bond between their inner worlds. Many women dismiss these signs, focusing instead on spoken affirmations or dramatic gestures. Yet, synchronicity is one of the clearest indicators that a man's unconscious has been activated by genuine emotional connection. The real danger lies in misreading these signals. Many women mistake charm, attention, or temporary excitement for deep love. Others overlook the quiet consistency, body language, and presence that reveal real emotion. This misunderstanding leads to disappointment, confusion, and relationships that drain rather than fulfill. Women are taught to listen for words, when the truth often lives in the silence, in the eyes, in the way a man shows up again and again without needing to explain himself. By learning this silent language of male desire, women gain clarity. They can recognize authentic feelings and make choices that protect their emotional well-being. Decoding this hidden language requires awareness and intuition. It means noticing how a man looks at you, especially when he believes you are not paying attention. Observing how he organizes his time and physical space around you. Seeing whether he remembers small details about you that others forget. paying attention to how and when he shares his fears, insecurities, or vulnerabilities, noticing whether he introduces you into his social world and everyday life, listening to how he speaks about the future and whether you naturally appear in it, and most importantly, watching the consistency of his care over time. Each of these signals forms part of a larger picture that reveals whether his emotional involvement is real. If understanding the lover archetype and the silent language of male desire is essential, the next question becomes how a woman can consciously invite this deeper emotional bond. The answer lies in embracing feminine energy, not as a stereotype, but as a powerful and authentic force. When a woman aligns with her true feminine nature, she naturally activates unconscious processes in a man that awaken his lover archetype and encourage emotional connection. Feminine energy is often misunderstood. It is not weakness, submission, or silence. It is an energy defined by receptivity, emotional depth, presence, intuition, and creative flow. It complements masculine energy, which is often focused on action, direction, and logic. In relationships, feminine energy invites a man to soften, lower his defenses, and connect emotionally. It creates an environment where vulnerability feels safe, allowing the lover archetype to grow. Presence matters more than pursuit. Feminine energy does not chase or pressure a man into feeling something. Instead, it focuses on being fully present and grounded. This presence creates a natural magnetism. When a woman is emotionally present, she radiates confidence without force, softness without weakness. This balance speaks directly to a man's unconscious, signaling emotional safety and openness. Authentic vulnerability also plays a key role. When a woman allows herself to be real, sharing her fears, hopes, and imperfections, she gives the man permission to do the same. This shared openness builds trust and intimacy. A man's lover archetype awakens when he senses he can be honest without fear of judgment or rejection. Emotional attunement deepens this bond further. Feminine energy listens, feels, and responds with empathy. A woman who is connected to her own emotions and attentive to his creates a powerful emotional exchange. Feeling understood and emotionally seen intensifies a man's attachment. Allowing space is equally important. Giving a man room to be himself without pressure encourages his feelings to rise naturally. Space removes resistance and allows emotional depth to unfold at its own pace. Feminine energy can be cultivated through simple practices. Mindfulness helps increase presence. Creative expression nurtures emotional flow. Honoring and expressing emotions builds authenticity. Open body language invites connection. Trusting intuition strengthens inner guidance. Patience allows relationships to develop organically. Jung also spoke about the shadow, the hidden parts of ourselves we deny. Men often suppress their emotional and sensitive side. Women sometimes suppress their strength or independence. When feminine and masculine energies are balanced and integrated, both partners grow. Encouraging the lover archetype supports this integration, leading to a healthier, more complete relationship. This understanding transforms dating and relationships. Instead of relying on tactics, appearances, or rehearsed words, it shifts the focus to authenticity and emotional truth. It moves from chasing to inviting, from strategy to presence, from words to felt connection. When a woman learns to read the quiet, hidden language of male desire and aligns with her own feminine energy, she transforms not just her relationships, but her entire experience of love. Love shifts from fantasy to tangible reality. Instead of chasing idealized romantic illusions, love becomes something lived, grounded, deep, and mutual. A man's lover archetype combined with a woman's authentic feminine energy creates a powerful chemistry that harmonizes two souls. It is not always flawless or effortless, but it is genuine and enduring. Understanding these dynamics, how masculine and feminine energies interact, and how the lover archetype functions, opens the door to seeing clearly when a man is truly emotionally invested. There are 8 definitive signs that reveal genuine emotional involvement, nearly impossible to fake because they arise from the man's unconscious mind. Recognizing these signs can save you years of confusion, heartbreak, and misinterpretation. They allow you to see beyond words and superficial promises into the true depth of his feelings. The first sign is the eyes, often called the window to the soul. Carl Jung emphasized the power of the gaze, and modern neuroscience confirms that the eyes reveal what the conscious mind may try to hide. When a man is deeply in love, his eyes do more than glance. They linger with fascination, as though attempting to memorize every detail of your face. Pupil dilation occurs involuntarily, betraying the truth of his feelings. When you catch him watching you without him noticing, it is a silent reverence, a reflection of his inner emotional connection rather than mere physical desire. His gaze expresses fascination, interest, and recognition on a level that transcends superficial attraction. The second sign appears in how he manages his time and space around you. An emotionally involved man unconsciously reshuffles priorities to include you in his life. He does not disappear without explanation or neglect your presence. Instead, he adjusts his schedule, makes room for you, and physically orients himself toward your presence. In group settings, subtle cues like his feet pointing toward you, a gentle touch on your arm, or his body facing you reveal his emotional attention. These behaviors are influenced biologically by oxytocin, the bonding hormone, indicating genuine attachment. The third sign is selective memory. A man who is emotionally invested remembers even the smallest details about you. Jung identified this as the unconscious filtering what matters most. He recalls minor preferences, conversations, and personal stories that you may have mentioned once in passing. These details settle deep within his mind, highlighting the priority you occupy in his inner world. When he brings up something you barely expected him to remember, it signals that you hold significant meaning to him beyond physical attraction. The fourth sign is emotional vulnerability. When a man shares fears, insecurities, or private dreams, he is lowering his shield. Society often discourages men from showing vulnerability, so when it happens, it is rare and significant. Revealing parts of himself that he usually keeps hidden signals trust and emotional safety. Jung called this exposure of the shadow, showing parts of oneself normally concealed from the world. Such openness is a direct indicator of deep emotional connection. The fifth sign is social integration. A man who is emotionally committed naturally includes you in all aspects of his life. He introduces you to friends and family, invites you to celebrations, and speaks of you with pride. He does not hide you or minimize your presence. Social integration shows that you are valued and irreplaceable within his identity, an unconscious signal of true attachment. The sixth sign is future projection. One of the clearest indicators of emotional investment is how he speaks of the future. A man who envisions a life that naturally includes you demonstrates authentic commitment. He may discuss plans, trips, goals, or imagine a shared home. This is not manipulation or pressure, but an unconscious reflection of genuine attachment and emotional investment. The seventh sign is protection and care. True protection is often misunderstood as control or possessiveness, but it is fundamentally different. An emotionally involved man shows concern for your well-being, notices subtle shifts in your mood, anticipates needs, and offers help without expecting anything in return. This instinctive protection arises from the unconscious guardian complex, an automatic biological response that signals the depth of his attachment on a primal level. The eighth and final sign is consistency over time. Authenticity cannot be faked for long. While attention or affection can be imitated briefly, genuine emotional investment becomes evident through steady, reliable behavior over weeks and months. He does not disappear unpredictably or play hot and cold games. His presence, energy, and care remain consistent, proving the truth of his feelings. Understanding these 8 signs empowers you to see beyond surface-level words and fleeting actions. You gain the ability to discern whether a man is truly emotionally invested or merely offering temporary interest. This knowledge frees you from uncertainty and doubt. You no longer need grand declarations to trust his love. The silent, unconscious signals reveal the truth. When a man consistently demonstrates these behaviors, you are witnessing a rare and profound connection, one that transcends physical attraction and reaches into soul-level resonance. This awareness allows you to reflect on your relationships with a new perspective. You can recognize patterns, avoid confusion, and understand the depth of the connections you form. Emotional involvement is not always loud or dramatic. It is steady, subtle, and profoundly meaningful. When you see the signs, you see a man's true intentions, his unconscious commitment, and the depth of his love. This clarity transforms your experience of love from uncertainty to confidence, guiding you toward relationships that are genuine, nurturing, and enduring. Are you noticing these signs in the men around you, or have you experienced the frustration of mixed signals, leaving you uncertain about his intentions? Reflect on your past and present relationships with this new perspective. Now that you understand the deeper psychology behind male emotional involvement and the unmistakable indicators of genuine love, the next question arises. How do you inspire a man to reach this level of emotional depth and remain there? The answer lies in creating an environment where his unconscious feels safe, respected, and magnetized by your presence, without manipulation, pressure, or games. First, embrace your feminine energy while remaining authentic. Men are naturally drawn to emotional polarity. When you fully embody your true feminine essence, not as an act but as a natural expression, you activate his lover archetype. This does not mean submission or weakness. Feminine energy is about emotional openness, intuition, creativity, and the ability to nurture connection. When you radiate warmth, confidence, and emotional intelligence, you naturally awaken his instinct to protect, cherish, and remain committed. Second, practice receptivity rather than excessive pursuit. Chasing or over-pursuing can push a man away because it triggers his instinct to resist control. Instead, maintain open, engaged, and responsive energy without overextending yourself. When a man senses availability without desperation, he is naturally drawn to invest more. Psychology shows that the lover archetype thrives in freedom balanced with intimacy. Too much control stifles desire, while too much distance breeds insecurity. Striking this balance is essential. Third, mirror his emotional depth without oversharing too soon. Oversharing early can overwhelm a man's unconscious defenses, especially if he is not yet fully engaged. Emotional pacing matters. Match his level of vulnerability and gradually deepen intimacy as trust develops. This rhythm feels safe, exciting, and natural rather than rushed or forced. Fourth, respect his autonomy while inviting connection. A man's masculine identity is tied to freedom and purpose. When he feels confined, his unconscious resists. Paradoxically, the more you honor his independence, the more he chooses to stay close. Become a magnetic presence he seeks voluntarily, where being near you feels expansive rather than restrictive. Fifth, cultivate mystery without creating confusion. Mystery is not manipulation or hard-to-get games. It is about having your own passions, goals, and experiences beyond the relationship. Depth and individuality naturally keep his curiosity alive. Familiarity brings comfort, but curiosity sustains desire. Sixth, Communicate your needs with grace rather than ultimatums. Men often retreat when confronted with hostility or pressure. Use inviting language that expresses your desires without blame. For example, instead of saying, "You never make time for me," try, "I love when we spend time together. It makes me feel deeply connected to you." This subtle shift transforms potential conflict into an invitation for deeper intimacy. Seventh, invest in your self-worth and emotional sovereignty. The most effective way to inspire deep love is to embody the qualities you want him to experience with you. When you are emotionally balanced, confident, and whole, you radiate energy that attracts commitment. A man feels safe investing in you because he senses you are complete on your own, not seeking completion from him. Eighth, recognize when it is time to walk away. Not every man is ready for emotional depth, and that is okay. Your role is to invite, not force, transformation. If he consistently shows avoidance, disrespect, or unavailability despite your best efforts, the most self-respecting choice is to step away. Walking away is not weakness, it is a declaration of self-worth. Paradoxically, this act of clarity and strength often awakens a man to your value because it demonstrates boundaries, authenticity, and inner power. If this understanding opened your eyes, imagine the transformation the next step will bring. Don't leave your relationships to chance. Take control, subscribe, and join thousands of women mastering the art of lasting love. Turn on notifications so you never miss insights that could change everything for you. Your dream relationship starts here, and the choice to step fully into it is yours.